Hey everyone, my name is Kyle. Welcome back to the channel. I am so happy to be here today. Today we're going to be talking about manifesting a specific person, how to think about your desires, how to not get controlling about how it's supposed to happen, how to make it happen sooner, how to release the need for it to happen, how to just get it like now. Because if you're trying to manifest specific person, your heart is very much involved. You want it like it's yesterday and can happen very, very fast. I'm going to talk about some things that I hope you will consider, and I hope you will give some more insight about how you should be focusing in terms of your imaginal acts and what that really means in terms of a specific person. Before we jump right into today's video though, I do have a free manifestation cheat sheet guide that is highlighting 34 of my favorite tips and tricks about manifestation. So if you're seeking some clarity around manifestation, this guide is for you. And if you're interested, just click the link down below. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Okay, so manifesting a specific person is very, very possible. And why is this possible? Why is this easy? Why this is not a big deal? So what should you do by imagining them in terms of your specific person is, well, what we call that is the end result, which is sort of like a scene that envisions that you are together. And Neville Goddard talks about these imaginal acts and using your imagination, because he says that your imagination is actually your true reality. It almost seems like your physical reality is almost behind, like it lags behind your imagination. And so using your imagination to the best of your ability will help you manifest your specific person. But of course, living the end result is not really the end, because you want a lifetime of love with your specific person. But of course, it's not really the end because you want a lifetime of love with your specific person. But we do want to imagine something that sort of allows us for this idea that they are contacting you, that you've grown closer, that you've healed whatever issues that were preventing you from being together, that you've healed whatever hurt that was there before in the past. Maybe there was a rejection. Maybe they flat out just said that they don't want to be near you or they don't want to talk to you. So you've healed all this stuff because you're imagining this particular scene that signifies that you are together, living a life happily ever after, and happy ever after together as a beautiful couple. And the amazing thing about this particular scene, this imaginal act, and why it's so powerful and why it's so very potent is because in combination with the imaginal act and you visualizing and imagining being with your specific person, we're also going to be using law of assumption in order for that the imaginal act to actually come into fruition. Because maybe right now in your physical reality, there is some circumstances that are blocking the manifestation from happening. So maybe the person you're trying to attract right now, maybe they blocked you. And so in order for that imaginal act to actually happen, they opt to obviously unblock you, because then you're together. You wouldn't be together if they blocked you, Or that maybe right now the person that you're trying to attract, they're maybe with someone else. So there's a third party involved. Well, with your imaginal act and you believing in your whole heart of this imagination and this imaginal act, and you assume that you are together, there's no longer going to be a third person involved. And so when you use those two things, the imaginal act and law of assumption, to believe what you seem to be true, and when you use both of those things together, it almost will create a domino effect, because all those circumstances will just clear out. They will no longer exist anymore, because you are going to assume that you are together because you really believe it in your heart. Now, I'm not saying that you can't focus on the things in between, but I think how you get your specific person isn't necessarily in a way that you could have guessed. So to get wrapped up on manifesting the little pieces in between is sort of like a way of controlling, and it doesn't really allow for it to happen fast, because it's a way that you could have guessed. And it is a way that is so beautiful, so magical, so perfect, that you wouldn't have wanted it any other way. So what I would do is focus a lot on the beautiful scenes that signify that all these little pieces have come together. I'm not saying you can't imagine like a text message or being unblocked or things like that. But you don't want to get fixated on those moments because you don't want to control those moments. So you don't want to think about all those, the only moments that you can imagine, because those moments have to happen first in order for the other big moments to happen. And if you it's like if you're so fixated on the little moments, you kind of get distracted, you get derailed from the actual big picture. The universe is going to solve all of those little circumstances. It's going to clear the way out for you. You just have to stay focused, stay aligned with your desire. So you never want to restrict your imagining. You never want to restrict your thinking. You never want to restrict what is going inside of your mind and your heart. So you want to sort of imagine it all. Again, you can imagine the pieces in between, but let's not control them. Let's not fixate on them. Let's more just let those pieces fall into place, because that's how it's going to happen fast. And again, you're probably watching this video because you want it fast. You don't want it to take years. You don't want to take it like no time at all. You just want to, at the very end of this video, get contacted by your civic person and have things moving forward like you want it very, very fast. So I think letting go of the need to control the outcome, control how it's going to happen, and also not to take any action towards having it happen. Like, you want your civic person to take all the action towards you. You don't want to lift a finger. You don't want to physically meddle with how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, getting their attention or drawing them closer physically. And the only way you can draw them closer is with your energy, with your feelings, with becoming that result, becoming that person who has that relationship, who has that lifelong love relationship with this person. So again, it's what we signify as the end result. It's not really the end, because again, we want forever with them, but it's just like a big scene that means, oh, we're together, all those other things have happened. We want to focus more on that. That doesn't mean you can't focus on the parts in between, but we don't want to get fixated on the parts in between, or think that those are the only parts we're allowed to think about because they feel closer, they feel easier. You want it to feel easy. You want it to be all sorts of seeds that you're planting. Now, I wouldn't suggest necessarily daydreaming on the person all the time and taking all your time throughout the day to daydream about this person, because you want to live your life. You want to provide the foundation where this person can come into your life. They can't come into your life if you're constantly asking. You have to allow it to happen. But whenever they do come to your mind, you just make these assumptions and you assume them to be truth. They are your truth. They are your future truth. They are what is to come. You don't know how it's going to come. You don't know. You don't have to have a logical reason behind it. You don't know when. You just know that it's going to happen, that it is possible, it is coming, and that it is yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. I sincerely appreciate it. As always, I love talking to you guys about law of attraction, manifestation. It just fills my heart with joy and gratitude. I feel so awesome doing these videos all the time for y'all. If you have any questions to me about law of attraction, just leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. Hopefully I'm able to answer your questions. And also follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook. Subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of content. And a reminder, I have that free guide for you. So if you're interested in learning my 34 tips and tricks about manifestation and how it can clear up a lot of different maybe misconception manifestation, or make manifesting so much freaking easier, get your guide down below, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Bye!